All right, and then we'll move on to the first question, and we'll start with Mr. Caleri. The district is in the midst of building 3 new elementary schools and replacing 1/2 of the high school. The projects total about $100 million, with the state picking up half the cost, approximately. Do you think that the renovation projects are on the right track? Why or why not?
I can tell you as of right now, what I've been told is that all the buildings are on track. They're slightly behind, but not so far behind that we're going to have to change the calendar. They've run into some difficulties that you would normally expect in a construction project. And as somebody who spent 5 years working in construction, I probably have a good idea where we'll continue to run into these problems. So at the high school, we ran into some footer problems, asbestos abatement. We ran into a soil erosion issue over at Roosevelt, where they couldn't put the building where they wanted to because there was a problem with the soil and its ability to hold that kind of weight, so we had to reconfigure that building. But for the most part, they seem to be going fairly well. We're only using a portion of the contingency budget right now, which means we have some of that contingency budget. Maybe go back and do some of the things that the community finds a priority, and like refunding our music program or doing the acoustics for that department, as long as we can stay on track.
Okay, Mr. Einhaus.
Same question.
Yes.
The projects, I can tell you, are on track. They are on budget. We are working closely. By the way, the percentage that the state provides is not half; it's actually 31%.
31. Okay.
31%, and that's the state's co-funding of that entire project. As Mr. Clary points out, things are well within the time frame. We've had a little bit of slippage on schedule, but that's built into the schedule. So we're very confident that we're going to get a lot of bang for our buck. There's quite a bit that we're packing into the program. Okay,
Megan George.
Yeah, I would say I think the schools are on budget and on track to get finished timely. It's great to see new schools throughout the district, talking with teachers in Lakewood and teachers of other districts. They like to see the new construction and the new buildings, the new technology that is in those buildings. The smart boards are great. So I think we're in a good direction with the new schools and the new buildings, and I'm excited to see the high school when it's finally completed. So I think we are on track. I think we're doing a nice job. Okay, Christine
Pugsy-Ewan.
Yeah, thank you. So I've attended and watched school board meetings online, and from what we're hearing from our superintendent and our school board, as everybody has mentioned, we're on track. And so ensuring the successful completion on time and on budget is really important. And so since we seem to be on time, I guess I will offer a different perspective and something that we need to remember. I served on the Phase 3 committee and helped decide some of these issues, and so it has special meaning to me. Construction will be over in a couple of years, and so we'll need to focus on what we're building on the inside. And that's real important for me as a new board member coming on. For me, that means continue with great teachers, technology, and programs that reflect Lakewood values and prepare our kids for a global market. It's an exciting time. And I'm hoping with the new facilities built that our public will have access and that we'll use them to their fullest extent. And I would support policies that do such a thing.
Okay. Emma Petrie-Barcelona.
We've covered that they're on track, on budget at this point.
Right.
Indeed. So a few things I want to mention is one thing that's unique about this project is that the state not only is putting in some money, but they're our co-owner, which means the state directs a lot of the, I guess, the big picture concepts of what we can do and what they're not going to help pay for. And those other aspects are locally funded initiatives. And I would say that this board has been really strategic with the administration and the community to make sure that we have those locally funded initiatives. We're putting money into things that Lakewood residents want and need and that the community wants for these spaces. The other thing I'd like to note too is that we managed to do this with very low cost borrowing. When we went out to Moody's and Standard & Poor's, we came back with a very, very high rating, especially for a municipal or government in the Rust Belt. And we're able to refund old bonds and get new bonds issued at very low interest rates. So we're doing this at a very low cost, as low as possible. And then also just that we did pass the permanent improvement levy, or the community did, to help make sure that we are able to maintain these new structures into the next generations. The school that I went to, that my daughters went to, Lincoln, was there for 100 years. And we couldn't get people, there was no elevator. If you had mobility issues, you couldn't get there. All of these buildings will be, will have the right environment and will be open and accessible to the community.
Okay.